Uh-oh. Guess what day it is? Guess what day it is? Huh? Anybody? Julie, hey, guess what day it is? Oh, come on, I know you can hear me. Mike. What day is it, Mike? Leslie, guess what today is?
It's Humpday.
Woo-hoo! See, Julie didn't know what day it was.
No.
Yeah, had to go to Leslie.
Yeah.
Leslie's the smart one in that office, apparently.
and Mike just rolls his eyes.
Exactly.
They're
bringing back some of their old commercials too. It's pretty.
I
funny.
love it.
I know, it's great.
They're classics, right?
Oh
They
yeah.
don't call them old anymore. They just call them classics.
Classics, yes.
Right?
Yeah, they got the
Coke
one with
classic.
the one with the caveman going through the airport. Oh boy.
I love
But
that.
anyway,
Yeah.
I'm glad I'm not flying these days.
Oh my God.
With all the TSA agents that have come down with a cold, and they got whole terminals closed in airports
What a
because
mess.
there just aren't enough people. They're saying now you should get to the airport 3 hours
before your departure.
Nice.
Nice.
Yeah, I don't know about you, but there's a lot of pretty much any place I go anymore.
Yeah.
I'll be halfway there by the time the plane leaves at that rate. I mean, if by the time I leave my house to go to the airport to be there 3 hours early to get on the plane, and I'll just drive there. Thank you very much. I'll be halfway or more there before the plane leaves the ground.
Right.
And I don't have to worry about the frustration.
Yeah, you can get to Georgia in about 4 hours, right?
Yeah. I can get to Atlanta in
Six.
no, that's a long. It's more like 10 hours.
Okay.
Because of all the state of Georgia apparently does not have a storage facility for those big orange barrels. So they just put them out on I-75. That's pretty much where they are all the time. There's no warehouse to put them in, so they just
leave them out there.
They just put them out there on I-75.
Okay.
So that I guess the entire road is a construction zone.
Good God.
Oh well. Anyway,
Too funny.
Who knows? Well, the PGA Tour still in Hawaii.
Okay.
They played this past week at the Sony Open in Hawaii, and Matt Kuchar won for the first time in more than four. Well, he won last year in November, which was his first win in 4 years. And a lot of people remember how close he was 2 years ago at the British Open to winning. Almost won that. Birdied 6 of the last 10 holes on Sunday to jump past Andrew Putnam to win the Sony Open. It's his 9th tour title. So congratulations to Mr. Kuchar. Jordan Spieth missed the cut. Rumor has it he's searching for his old swing. I don't know.
Where'd it go?
Maybe it got held by the TSA guys at the airport. I don't know, but it's definitely not with him right now. Says he liked enough of what he saw in Hawaii to leave encouraged. Well, I hope so. I don't know. That's just yikes. Yeah, they, beautiful place to go play. I mean, watching these guys play, I love it when they're in Hawaii, and a lot of, when they're on the West Coast, because I get home from work, I turn on the TV and I get to watch live golf in the evenings. I mean, it's dark here, but it's not dark 30 there, and get to watch some live primetime golf from the Aloha State. Speaking of the Aloha State, our Aloha man is not here this evening. Mr. Arlen Bento is playing hooky somewhere. Not quite sure where
MIA.
he is. He's HIA. He's Hawaiian in action. he's on Hawaiian time. So God only knows when he'll show up if he does. But anyway, Arlen, if you're listening, we miss you.
We love you.
But
I love it.
Oh man, let's see. But yeah, Jordan Spieth is searching for his golf swing. He's newly married, which is interesting. A pretty young man to just kind of jumped right into it. Went to the Caribbean, on his honeymoon. So he probably hasn't hit too many golf balls for a while. That might be another reason why his golf game isn't where he needs it to be or wants it to be just yet. I mean, think about it. I don't think your new bride is going to be real happy if you're beating balls at the driving range on their honeymoon. Excuse me.
Hello.
Isn't there a mall we can go? No, just I want to go shopping, but no.
Right.
Anyway.
Oh my God.
Oh God, the hate mail's going to come in now.
Here it comes.
Oh man,
there's got to be a romantic comedy movie, at the movie theater.
That's it. Yeah. There's probably something. Bird Box. You probably wanted her to see that, and you put a blindfold on her and hired some dude to just sit there with her so she'd think it was him.
Oh no!
But anyway, so we hope he finds his game. Like Adam Scott says, it ebbs and flows. Golf's a long career. Your golf form comes and goes. I mean, heck, mine comes and goes from the 3rd tee to the 12th tee. It's
mine
ebbed
just
and
goes.
flowed. Yours just goes and it never comes back.
I never had it.
Oh man. Oh, let's see. Oh wow. Yeah, they're still in talks about a second match between Tiger Woods and Phil Mickelson. Let's see what.
Oh my God. I hope they'd stop talking about that and do something more important.
Yeah. A couple weeks ago, early last week, or we mentioned last week that Padraig Harrington was named the European Ryder Cup captain.
Right. And he came with a interpreter, right?
Yeah, he needs to come with one of those Star Trek communicators to interpret for everybody.
Yeah. Universal translator.
Yes, he needs a universal translator. That would be so funny.
We'll send him one.
There you go. It's like
from WSTU. He'll say,
like,
"Who the heck is this?"
You know what we need to do? We need to get into YouTube or something. We need to do a little copy paste thing and take the scene from Airplane, where the guys from Jamaica are talking and the little old white grand lady is interpreting what they're saying for them.
Yeah, wasn't that Barbara Billingsley, right?
Yeah, yep.
Oh God, yeah.
That would be great. You'd have
Ricky Nelson's mom.
Yeah. You could have Padraig addressing the guys, and over on the side there's somebody with cue cards holding up what he's actually saying.
So that's all right. I speak jive.
Yeah. Apparently, Steve Stricker remains the favorite for the U.S. squad. Mm-hmm. Okay. Adam Scott has said he's going to try putting with the flag stick in. He thinks Bryson DeChambeau's got some good science on his side. Who knows? The new drop rule. We talked about this.
Yes, whether it's going to draw it from your drop.
You got to drop from knee height,
your knees. Yeah,
and the players kind of are lobbying them to change the rule, even if they just do it on tour, to anywhere from knee to shoulder height. They said because they're kind of oh, am I low enough? Am I too low? Am I crouching? Where's my knee?
Right.
Oh, and
whose knee are we talking about?
I mean,
Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. His knees are up to my armpits.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. His is going to drop a lot further. Well, apparently, Jordan Spieth, taking relief from a sprinkler head, held the ball out shoulder height and was getting ready to drop it, and PGA Tour official ran over. Whoa! Wait a minute. Don't do that. You got to drop it from here. Wow. Oh, brother.
Yeah, we haven't heard the last of this. This whole year, we're going to be hearing more and more of this nonsense.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. Ches Reavie made 3 eagles.
Okay.
Over the course of the week. Now, usually you think eagles, you're thinking, okay, par 5. Driver, hits a second shot on the green, rolls in a putt, maybe makes a long putt, maybe chips it in, something like that to get an eagle. Now, he was well off the green in the fairway on all three for those 3 eagles.
Wow.
So he jarred him with pretty much a full swing from somewhere well off the green. That's
Wow.
pretty cool.
Yeah.
That's pretty neat. You don't see that very often. Oh. Steph Curry, basketball player,
Right.
Golden State Warriors, he's probably the face of the franchise, I would say.
Yeah.
A lot of people remember he played in a couple of web.com tour events, was invited, to play as one of the sponsors exemptions. Was also plays on the celebrity tour, if you will. Well, they were supposed to play an event. He was supposed to have his name on an event this year, and that's been scrapped. The PGA Tour has scrapped the plans for a Steph Curry hosted event in 2019. But Curry says he's still eyeing the future in the Bay Area for a tournament that he wants to host. Interesting.
All right.
If you happen to go up to Bay Hill in a couple of months when the PGA Tour rolls through Florida, the Arnold Palmer Experience is coming to Bay Hill. It's going to be, it's a big, how are they doing this? It's like a traveling show, and a lot of it has a lot of Palmer memorabilia. A lot of it's got a lot, just, kind of a celebration of his life to get people to remember Arnie. Maybe some younger people that don't quite know that much about him to learn a little more about him. Obviously, it's Arnie's event. It will be hosted again by his grandson. So one of these days, I want to see his grandson win that damn thing. I really do.
Wouldn't that be cool?
I really do. I think it would be so cool. Augusta National sent out their invitations to the Augusta National Women's Amateur. So the women are going to have an event at Augusta National. That's pretty cool when you think about it.
Yeah.
I mean, with all they went through
to get women
a few years ago, when the women were outside the gate and they were threatening to block sponsors, they were threatening to boycott sponsors, and the Green Jackets at Augusta National went, you know what? We'll fix you guys. We don't need sponsors. We will go commercialless. And the golf world went, yay. Thank you, Martha Burke and the rest of you guys for for giving us uninterrupted Masters coverage. This is perfect. But the invitation came. It says on the invitation, this is the invitation that was sent to Lucy Lee, who's the one we just talked about last week, who's right now her amateur status is in a little bit of hot water from her commercial with Apple. Anyway, it says the Board of Governors of the Augusta National Golf Club cordially invite you to participate in the. Now these guys are well educated. These guys that are with the Augusta National. A lot of them got a lot of money. Some of them got more money than God. And it says, cordially invite you to participate in the first annual Augusta National Women's Amateur to be held the 3rd through the 6th of April. You're not in literary and writing, you're not supposed to use the term first annual.
That's correct. Inaugural is the correct term.
It is inaugural. It is not a first annual until you've had a second one.
Correct.
So it should be the inaugural Augusta National Women's Amateur.
Correct.
I would have thought that those guys
somebody should have done a spell check or something, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
But they didn't.
Oh.
and it's not really so much as a spell check as
it's a syntax.
A grammatical error. Syntax. Yeah. Hey.
But there is software now that even catches that stuff.
Yeah, I've noticed some
Grammarly.
of that. When I'll be writing, I'll notice a little squiggly blue line underneath something, and I'll look at it and I'll be like, wait a minute. Oh, I forgot a comma in there. Or, I used present tense and I'd been past tense earlier in the paragraph, and I got to change that. Yeah, it's actually pretty neat.
Yeah.
I've set my computer, my most misspelled word.
Yes.
When I'm writing, take a guess what it is.
When?
No, it's the.
The.
I get the E before the H almost every time.
Ah.
And I've now set my computer up that when I do that, it automatically corrects it. Because I used to have to go through and, there's one. There's one.
Oh
one.
my God.
Because almost every time I'll get the E before the H, just the way my fingers are on the keyboard.
All right. Yeah. All right.
Don't know why, but
It's all right.
all right. Let's see. Shugo Imahira.
It's easy for you to say.
He's the winner of Japan Golf Tour's 2018 Order of Merit, which means he was had the best, I would say, adjusted stroke average, I guess you might say, over there, or won their actually I believe that's their money title now that I think about it. Was the Japan Golf Tour's 2018 Order of Merit, has been given a special invitation to play in the 2019 Masters.
Oh.
Not too shabby.
Not too shabby at all.
Yeah. I wonder how much he what do you call it? Wonder how much money you'd trade out of what you want to have that. He doesn't have to, but that would be kind of cool. Let's see. What else? The Houston City Council has approved plans for a $13.5 million renovation to the city's Memorial Park golf course so that they can begin hosting the PGA Tour's Houston Open come next year.
All right.
$13.5 million renovation. That's a lot of money.
It's a lot of renovation.
That's a lot of renovation. I mean, you could start from scratch.
Wow.
And not spend $13.5 million when you think about it.
Yeah.
That's a lot. Wow. Okay. Oh, boy. Some local news. The PGA of America, they have their learning center out here and the golf club here in Port St. Lucie. The PGA Golf Club in Port St. Lucie will host the 2021 PGA Professional Championship. It's the world's largest all-professional event. It's going to take place on the Wanamaker and Ryder courses. It's the 54th PGA Professional Championship. So basically, these are the guys that are the PGA pros at golf clubs, resorts. They teach those guys.
Yeah.
It's going to be conducted in the spring of 2021. All 4 rounds are going to be broadcast on the Golf Channel, and it will be presented by Omega Watch and Club Car.
Wow.
This will be the 7th playing of the championship in the state of Florida, and the first we've had in the state of Florida since 1993.
Wow.
It's been a long time since they've played this event here.
Yeah, it's about time.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, my
And
goodness.
it's going to be and it's still 2 years away.
Wow.
Wow.
Well, something to look forward to.
Yeah, there you go.
All right. Another thing we have to look forward to is our regulation timeout.
Oh, we got one of those?
So we'll do that. We'll be right back in a couple minutes. So stick with us.
We'll be right back. And welcome back to the Wednesday Night Golf Show, the Humpday edition on WSTU Radio and WSTU1450.com.
Right.
Yes.
WSTUTV.com.
Is that what it is? Yeah, that's right. Where you can find us and watch us.
Yes, and YouTube.
And poke fun at us if you so desire.
Look at all our previous episodes.
That's right. On YouTube.
You see the back of my head.
Look at the back of Frank's head and the top of mine, and Farland's here. The light shines off his head.
Yeah, we have to get a dimmer lamp when he comes in.
One of my, I'm friends with Alec Maselli. Alex is on the Golf Channel, and he's same lack of hair that Arlen has. And we were talking one time, and he's telling me about how when he first got on the Golf Channel, they didn't have didn't have a makeup room or anything like that. So he says he goes on TV. He says, and somebody said to him, one of the producers was like, "Dude, you got to do something about your this shine coming off the top of your head." So he's like, "All right." Well, he went to Macy's, and he gets into Macy's or Dillard's or wherever the heck it was he went. And he goes into the cosmetic department and he starts talking to the girl there, and he's like, "Oh, I need something. She's like, "Well, are you buying this for your wife or girlfriend?" He goes, No, it's for me. He goes, and all of a sudden, all these weird looks. It's because I'm buying makeup.
But it works.
But he's like, "Hey, that's what I had to do."
Yeah. Oh my God. Yeah. So a lot of quizzical looks, right?
Yeah. So,
I love it.
Poor guy.
Yeah. I just love going to the makeup counter with my wife when she's picking up stuff. That's always an experience. Oh my Lord.
Yeah, that can be a lot of fun or no fun.
No, it's just like, well, what do you think about this? I don't know.
Does it get us out of here sooner? Yeah, I love it. That's just wrong.
How much does it cost? That's when you really get into trouble.
Yeah.
Just, your beauty regimen shouldn't come with a price tag. Well, I don't know. I think maybe it should.
Yeah. I remember. It was one of my old girlfriends that I made that comment. Does it get us out of here sooner? and
hence there's one of your old girlfriends. Yes. It says it all, doesn't it?
Yes. Former
girlfriend.
Yeah. What do you think? Do you like this color? Does it get me out of here now? Yeah, I love it. Ouch. Oh, the Canadian Golf Hall of Fame has selected Rod Spittle and Herb Page for its 2019 induction. Now, I bet a lot of you out there are going, who? Oh, they're Canadian, so that's the first thing. Rod Spittle was a celebrated collegiate amateur and professional golf standout. Rod Spittle. Herb Page is a celebrated collegiate golf coach. So the two of them have been selected. Spittle is 63 years old. He's from Niagara Falls, Ontario. He's going to be inducted into the player category. The 67-year-old Page, who's a native of Markham, Ontario, will be inducted as a builder for his accomplishments as a collegiate golf coach at Kent State.
Oh, wow.
With their introduction, they become the 82nd and 83rd honored members of the Canadian Golf Hall of Fame. So congratulations to them. I would read it in French for the French Canadians down here, but I don't speak French.
I took 1 year of French in high school, right? And we had a class trip to Quebec.
Okay.
Right?
Quebec?
Yes. So we drove from Detroit to Windsor, jumped on the train, 18 hours by train to get to Quebec.
Wow.
Right. And I spoke more French during the Easter break than I did my entire class year.
I bet.
It was amazing because of the French speaking Canadians.
Mm-hmm.
If they know you're American, they will not speak English to you, even though they're bilingual.
Oh,
they'll just mess with you.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, but this was it during the Vietnam War. There
Yeah.
was a lot of
Oh, yeah.
anti-American sentiment. So, anyways,
I was like Steve Martin's famous quote.
Yeah.
It's like those French have a different word.
they have
for
a word
everything.
for everything.
A different word for everything.
Fromage is cheese.
Omelette de fromage.
Chapeau is hat.
Means hat.
It's like those French have a word for
A
everything.
different word for everything. Oh God. Oh, that's one of my favorite routines.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah. And of course, if you know just a couple words, they think you know French. So the waiter says, next thing you know, you've got a shoe with cheese on it on a plate.
Yeah, right. Oh, it's a little tough.
Yeah.
This leather's just a little tough.
It's a little rough. Can I get this a little less done, please? Oh my God. Oh man, picking on the Canadians.
Oh yeah.
Boy, let's see. I've picked on ladies.
Yeah.
Ladies and their
Their
that
choices for
their makeup choices, and
Yeah.
boy, this is
Well, it's not good. Not gonna be good.
this is I'm in so much
Hate
trouble.
mail is coming.
I'm in so much
We're gonna have to
trouble.
get a special cubby box just for be mail and then hate mail.
Yeah, there you go. You know how guys are always, one last thing before we go on break.
Okay.
You know how big thing is endorsements.
Yes.
You know, the guys
Huge.
they wear
huge.
they wear hats with Bridgestone on it for Bridgestone Golf or Titleist. And they're not as big a walking billboard as race car drivers are, but
Correct.
they've got enough between their golf bag and their. Well, Jason Duffner, who won the PGA Championship several years back,
Mhm.
has signed an endorsement deal for Dude Wipes.
What?
They're exactly what you think they
Oh
are.
my God.
Dude Wipes.
Oh. Whoop.
Okay.
All
Boy,
right.
talk about scraping the bottom of the
Wow.
barrel for endorsement
Wow.
deals.
Yikes. Wow. I don't even. Let's check with our guys on 15.
130 yards now. Bill's got a very tough lie here. Looks like we have some sort of sea monster in the water hazard here. I believe that's a kraken, Bruce. It looks like he's going to go with the 9-iron. That may not be enough club. Well, he's definitely going to lose a stroke on this hole.
And welcome back to the Wednesday Night Golf Show, the Home Day Edition.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, let's see. At this time next week, I will be calling in.
Wow, that's right.
Yeah.
You're going to be up in
I
Orlando.
will be in that Central Florida town that has
the Mecca for Mickey.
the Mickey Mecca. Yeah. Mickey Mecca. I like that. But yeah, I will be up there. We're heading up a day early. We usually get up at dark 30 and drive up Monday morning.
Yeah.
Because Tour Edge has their big event. We usually Dan and I drive up then, but he has a wedding to go to in Tampa.
Wow.
So my buddy Dan, he told me, he says it doesn't make any sense to drive all the way back home after
Right.
this wedding because it's an
It's
an evening wedding.
right. So now it's 45-minute
So
drive
he's
from
like-
Tampa to
So,
Orlando.
yeah,
Right?
he goes, it makes more sense to drive to Orlando than to drive all the way home and
Right,
get
right.
up like 4 hours later and drive all the way back.
Right.
So we're heading up there. I'm meeting him up there. I'm heading up Sunday. Probably going to go up early enough to catch to watch the late football game somewhere, and then meet him whenever he gets there. But yeah, Monday morning we have Tour Edge's event at Lake Nona, which is really sweet. I
Yeah.
mean, man, that golf course is so perfect. I mean, it's like, I don't know. It's like playing in a painting.
So if God invented a golf course, this would be it. Huh?
Well, it's just,
And
not
as far as the
grounds
groundskeeping.
just the conditions of
Yeah,
it. It's
yeah,
just
yeah.
insane. It's
Yeah.
just absolutely insane how well kept it is and
Mhm.
beautiful. But a lot of that's got to do with the pros that live out there.
Yeah.
They want to play out of there. They want to play and practice on conditions that emulate what they will see on tour. So, Annika Sorenstam lives out there. Heinrich Stenson lives out there. Ian Poulter lives out there. I keep begging Ian to let me in to see his car museum, his car collection at the house, but he's never there. He's playing in Dubai or somewhere else every time I get through there. But
That'll be fun.
but that would have been cool. Hey, can I borrow one of your Ferraris for the week? But yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, Tuesday is going to be the demo day. They take the big drive. They have a Orange County National is a pretty big golf course facility it's on the west. It's west of Disney World, and north of 192.
Okay.
And they have I think they have 3 golf courses. They have a 9-hole par 3 golf course. And one of the things they have is they have a huge, even Donald Trump would think huge. It's huge. This huge driving range. And the driving range is round. So that you can, if you don't like where you are and you're hitting crosswind, you can move to another spot. And I forget how far it is around it, but it's got to be 700, 800, 900 yards across. So it's not like you can hit somebody on the other side. It's a long ways around.
Yeah.
So they have their demo day set up there, and in there they have a lot of the club companies come. You get to go and try the new clubs and hit them and see how they go and get an idea if you like them or not. Shaft companies are there, showing you what a difference their shaft makes in a club versus the stock shaft. A lot of you'll get your sunglass places will be there. It's perfect for them because they're trying to sell sunglasses, and it's kind of hard in the convention center to show you what it really does. Here's how it works in the light. Here's how it brings out the contours on the grass and everything else. You get to see it right there. So there's all that. Some of the rangefinder guys will be out there like, okay, yeah, here, take our rangefinder and point it at that thing, and it'll tell you how far away you are. And in fact, it was pretty funny because a few years back, we were at a Tour Edge event, and we were given laser rangefinders, the new laser rangefinder from a particular company, and we'll use them during the round. So we're using them, and I've got one, and the guy standing next to me has got his out, and we're shooting the flag, and we have a difference of like 4 yards.
That's huge.
Between the two of us. And I'm like, we're standing right next to one another. How can it be 4 yards difference? That's a big difference.
Right.
Especially when you're only looking at, on a par 3, you're only looking at 150 yards or so. That seems to me, that doesn't make sense. But we kept getting that all day long. So I pulled my other.
So is it maybe just the way it's calibrated?
I don't know.
Yeah.
So I pulled my other rangefinder out. And it's made by a different company. And I started using that. And I was getting something even different than them.
Wow.
But it was funny because I would take mine that I'm used to using, and I'm shooting it, and I take these others, and on sometimes it would be more, on other shots it would be less. It would be, and I'm like, it's all over the place. I don't get this. This makes no sense to me. And it was funny because the next day we were at the demo day, and I walked by the rangefinder guys that I knew that I had in my bag, and I walked up to him and was talking to one of the guys there, and I said, "Hey," I said, "by the way," and I told him what happened, and he starts laughing. He says, "So which one are you going to trust?" I said, "Well, I trust yours because I've had it in my bag." And he says, "Yeah." He says, we make sights and lasers for the military."
Yeah.
He goes, "I think you'd want to trust the guy that built something that's going to kill a guy at 1,000 yards. It's built to put a bullet through a needle at 1,000 yards." I was like, "Yeah, I think I'd trust you guys more than them." And in fact, like I said, it kind of the proof was in the pudding through that. So that was, but that's something that you could see at a demo day. There you could see the different. Stand there with this one company's 2 models and shoot it and go, why are they different?
Right.
What's going on here? So, but yeah, and let's see. But yeah, it'll be interesting to see who's there and who's not there. I understand TaylorMade, they're the biggest elephant in the room, but they're not going to be at the merchandise show. I don't know whether they're going to be at the demo day or not, because in years past, some companies have been at the demo day, but not at the actual convention itself, not on the show floor. So that could be interesting.
Yeah.
So I know years ago, Ping wasn't on the floor, but they were at the demo day. And this year, like I said, TaylorMade is not going to be at the demo day, or excuse me, is not going to be on the show floor. But I have not seen, I've not seen the listing for who's going to be at the demo day yet. So they may or may not be in town at all.
Wow.
Which is huge.
Which
is huge considering the portion of the market that TaylorMade has.
Yeah.
That's big. But, like some companies say, we're so big, it doesn't really pay for us to come because you already know what we have. You're going to order it whether you like it or not, because people are going to want it and they're going to buy it.
Right.
So why do we need to spend all this money, bring all these people in, spend all this money on, a spot on the floor, setting up a booth, and all this and that? I mean, why do we need to spend all that money doing that when people know who we are?
Right.
Which is why when I go to the show, I tend to steer away from the bigger companies. And a lot of that is because I know that, they're Golf Digest, Golf World, all those magazines and all. There's going to be enough paid advertising in those and they do enough stories on those guys that most of my listeners and readers are going to know about that already.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of trying to find the oddball stuff in there. There's a gentleman from Jupiter, Mr. Kenny is his name. He has a new divot repair tool that's supposed it obviously you can repair divots with it, repair your little ball mark on the green with it. You can use it on the ball as a guide for drawing a line on your ball if you want an alignment line or 8 on your ball. It'll also, if you stick it in the ground, it'll also hold a club up off the ground, the grip up off the wet ground.
Okay.
Or a cigar, I would bet, if you needed that. He's going to be introducing those at the show, so it'll be kind of neat to talk with him. It'll be neat to talk with him, and then follow up and have him on the show to talk about it too. So then, what his experience was. So that'll be cool. That's the kind of stuff that's really neat to see, and stumble upon and find out. I mean, years ago, we were wandering through the apparel section. And you start finding all these weird fabrics, kind of, I remember years ago when they first started coming out with all the dry fit stuff.
Right.
He'd never heard of it. It's like, what do you mean?
What is this?
What do you mean it's not cotton? Oh, it's cooler than cotton? I don't believe nothing's cooler than cotton. Oh God, yes, it's cooler than cotton.
Yeah, you can get it wet and it goes dry.
It gets dry. Yeah. I will say one thing.
Yes.
And Dan found this out the hard way. The new dry fit, dry materials, the cooling fabrics and stuff, Now they are made with polyester.
Right.
And it used to be you'd think polyester. Oh my God, it's like wearing a Ziploc bag.
Right.
I'm gonna die. But it's not the same anymore.
No.
They also use bamboo is one of the big materials, as is coconut.
Mm-hmm.
But what Dan was smoking a cigar, and he had and the ash fell off his cigar onto his shirt, on the middle of the chest of his shirt. And I mean, quicker than you could blink your eye,
it was gone.
There was a hole the size of a back end of a soda can right in the middle of his shirt.
That'll learn you.
I was like, whoa.
No smoking around this stuff.
It was like, dude. He had to play the rest of the round with his shirt like that. Like, so ever since then, it's like when we play, we light up a cigar, you're like real careful about it. I got to get rid of this. I got to get rid of the ash on the end of my cigar pretty quick here. But yeah, we found out real quick how flammable that stuff was.
I don't even put that. I mean, I make sure I take all the dry fit clothes out of the laundry when the washing machine,
out of the dryer.
It doesn't even go in the dryer.
Yeah. They dry better without going in the dryer too.
Yeah. I just I take them when the laundry's done. I make sure all the dry fit comes out. Then the stuff goes into the dryer. But and it just feels like it works better too.
Oh yeah, holds its shape a little better.
Yeah.
No. Okay.
Yeah. We got about what
6-7 minutes.
Yeah, not too much. We got 2 minutes. We're going to close with a 2-minute break. So
okay, good.
We'll run it at the end.
I was wondering how much more I was going to have to come up with here.
Well, golf season will start pretty soon, and then you'll be you'll be loaded with material.
Yeah. Let's see. The furor about Rory McIlroy's recent comments.
Yeah.
He effectively said he considered the European Tour just a training tour for getting to the PGA Tour.
Oof. So the Europeans probably love that.
Oh, they're just all thrilled about Rory McIlroy.
Apoplectic.
Yeah. Like you might actually see them throw things at him in the next Ryder Cup.
Yikes. Wow. What was he thinking?
A Tennessee duo, Whit Turnbow and Dan Crockett, won the National Senior Junior Championship. It's a tournament that pairs mid-amateurs and senior amateurs.
Okay.
It was played just down the road here at the Dye Preserve Golf Club in Jupiter.
Nice.
So congratulations to those two. Not bad. So let's see. This week, let's see here. Where is the tour? They're getting close to being. They're out of Hawaii now. They're probably heading to California. From California, they're probably going to head to that infamous Waste Management Phoenix Opens guy.
Oh yes, I was thinking Arizona probably was in the horizon there. Yeah,
that was Mike's favorite event ever on the whole
Waste
world.
Management. Yeah.
Yeah,
it says it all, doesn't it?
Mike Murphy loved that event. He loved that. What is it? The 16th, that par 3 16th hole. It looks like Yankee Stadium by the time they get done with it.
Right.
Yeah, they're playing the PGA Tour is playing the Desert Classic.
Ooh,
this week.
Very nice.
You know, it kind of stinks that we've lost the. Remember when it used to be, the Bob Hope Invitational,
Classic, right?
And the Bing Crosby they had,
right.
and then you had, pretty much, I guess the only thing we got left. Danny Thomas's name is still on the.
Oh, that's good.
The event in Memphis, or at least it used to be, not too long ago, because it, raises money for the
Children's Hospital.
For the Children's Hospital. Right. So, but it's like, man, you kind of lost that. It was kind of neat having the.
Oh yeah.
Especially watching Bob Hope ham it up.
Oh God. He was too funny.
Yeah. Let's see. Yeah. So they're playing. Let's see. That was the song.
That was a guy. Seriously loved golf when he.
Bob Hope. Yeah.
Oh my God. Even when he went on his USO tours, right? He always had his golf club
pretty much.
Was his prop.
Yep. Oh yeah. Yes, it was. Well, it's a little early to go through the rankings, but we're running out of stuff to talk about. So the FedEx Cup standings through the Sony Open in Hawaii, which ended on Sunday. Xander Schauffele is in first. Matt Kuchar, Mark Leishman, Gary Woodland, Charles Howell III, Bryson DeChambeau, Kevin Tway, Brooks Koepka, Cameron Champ, Andrew Putnam round out the top 10. It's most of the guys, they don't, they don't head out west, or they know a lot of guys don't always go to Hawaii. I don't know why you wouldn't want to go to Hawaii. I mean, I would think most of the married guys probably have to go to Hawaii when you think about it.
Right.
Excuse me, but honey, you need to go to Hawaii.
Right.
It's like back when they used to play at Disney.
Right.
It was kind of neat back when they used to have the Disney Classic. They played. It was a pro-am event. They used to play all three courses. They used to play the Palm course, the Magnolia, and they used to play Lake Buena Vista. And Lake Buena Vista was a small, pretty tight, narrow golf course.
All right.
And of the three, it's my favorite. I just like the routing of it. I like the fact that you don't have to be a brute off the tee to play the golf course. And they kept pushing tees back and knocking down trees and making more tee. And finally, they just went, you know what? We can't make this course long enough to really challenge these guys. They're eating it up. So they stopped playing on it. But it was neat. You'd go to Disney World that week. Remember the media. All right, you show up. You're covering the tournament, following the tournament. And they're like, oh, hey, come, go over here and go enjoy, some of the park if you want after you play. And
right.
You're standing there in line for Space Mountain, and here's Fred Couples in line with his girlfriend, in line, right there with you at Space Mountain to go ride Space Mountain or something like that.
Wow.
it was
That's very cool.
It was pretty cool back in the day. Yeah. I mean, it was like, you couldn't exactly come to play Disney and not go do something and not have fun. I mean, it's like, man, it had to be a great, maybe not so much for the single guys and all, but I would bet for the golfers that had families and all coming, playing the Disney Classic had to be like, the kids probably had that week marked off on the calendar really early in the year.
Yeah.
We're playing, Dad. What?
Right. Absolutely.
You're playing this event, right?
And then, you have the good eats over at Epcot,
Oh yeah. The wine and the eats and
sure
the food and everything else. Oh yeah. So
Very
those
good.
were the days.
Right.
They're gone. They have not played at Disney since, oh God, I want to say the early 90s.
Wow.
It's been a long time. I don't see them going back anytime soon. I mean, you think about it. We have the Honda. We have Valspar over in Tampa. We have the Arnold Palmer Invitational. And then we have the Players Championship. So we've got enough events here already.
Yeah.
And with Bay Hill being there in Orlando, I don't see them giving up. They got a monopoly on it. I don't see them giving up the right to for somebody else to have an event there.
Yeah,
because that's one of the things you'd have to do. So, hey,
that's interesting. The Larry Fiorella in the last show, him and I were talking about the Super Bowl, and then the players play the what is that bowl that they play?
The Pro Bowl.
The Pro Bowl
in Orlando. Yeah.
Yeah, it's in Orlando now.
Yeah.
It used to be in Hawaii.
It used to be in Hawaii, and and it used to be the week after the Super Bowl.
Right.
Now it's the week between
right.
the championship games and the Super Bowl,
which I don't get, but okay, yeah.
Yeah, they want something to bore you for that one week, I guess.
But anyways, yes, but it's good for the families and the wives and the kids, right?
Oh yeah, there you go.
There it is.
Well, good night, everybody.
Alrighty.
I'll talk to you from Orlando next week.
Okay, very cool. Look forward to it. See you then.